But we'll find out because the draft's on. Be back. Hello and welcome back to the International 2017 Regional Qualifiers. We are here with CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States. We have Empire on the dire side, Effect on the Radiant side. And Empire's doing quite well. They are actually in the top 4 right now. They have played 4 matches so far. They are 3-1. And Spirit, Venomancer. Am I saying that right? Who just played? Yes. Spirit is doing a little bit less well. Spirit are 3-1.
Dire team ban.
With 4 games played. Yes, the Spirit are 3-1 with 4 games played, but they're not playing right now. I was gonna say, I thought they were playing against a team with less scores. Indeed, Effect, the team that Empire's up against, you guys, you gotta forgive me here, I apparently only just woke up or something. Effect are 1-3. They've played 4 matches. They still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. They need to be in the top 4 to make it to the playoffs of the qualifiers, and only 1 team of the CIS region can make it out of the regional qualifiers. Only 1 team gets that TI slot. Effect still has a chance on that, but they need to start winning games, and they need to start winning games soon if they want to keep their own fate in their own hands. And Empire is a perfect one to take down if you're Effect, because Empire, they're a team that you can then also knock down, because you don't only have to win against the teams that are going to be below you, but you also have to win against teams that are above you, mostly that actually, to get higher. So Effect, they need to beat Empire here. It's not guaranteed that they're out if they don't, but their chances are, their fate is no longer in their own hands if they don't. So it's a very important match for them. As we have got the opening picks coming out already. We got the Sand King and the Venomancer. So far we've seen the Venomancer from Empire on safe lane, I believe. And Sand King, we have seen Ghostic play Sand King, but I do believe this is going to be a position for Sand King coming out from them. Effect, we have the Earthshaker and then Separation. Again, 2 heroes that could fulfill multiple roles. That's the same thing for Empire, by the way. I say that they normally ran it as a core position, but they might not. There's a chance they will not. All 4 heroes picked now are heroes that could fulfill multiple roles, apart from perhaps the Ancient Separation, who, let's be real, the only time we saw him mid was in the TI1 era, when there was such a small hero pool in Dota 2 that there really wasn't anything else mid that you could properly play. So that is a support. Earthshaker can fulfill multiple roles, and especially now with the Elder Titan picked up, Elder Titan most likely being the 4 position, Ancient Separation of 5, and Earthshaker taking a core role in that case. Possibly the offlane, and we have seen Earthshaker mid as well, but it really depends on the matchup. In terms of bans, I wouldn't say there's anything super surprising. The only thing that really stands out for me is the Bloodseeker ban coming out from Team Empire, but they know Effect better than we do, or better than I do, and they might just have a targeted ban against them with that pickup right there. Disruptor coming out from Empire as well. And that means both teams picking up the same roles, or rather their 2 supports are in the first 3 picks, which is interesting. And it's not something that you see that often. And I do know that Empire could still switch it up to have Venomancer offlane, or Venomancer safe lane, Sand King offlane, and still only have 1 support. And that, my friends, is a hero we very rarely see. Zeus. Now, it's not a bad hero. A lot of magical damage.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of vision control. Sand King in a sandstorm is not going to be a happy person. Zeus against Storm Spirit in the mid lane, though. I believe that is slightly favored to be Storm Spirit. Should be favored to be Storm Spirit. Well, we might see some heroes rotating mid as well to help out, because that seemed like it can be, this lane can be toppled over
10
by either
seconds
side
remaining.
fairly easily with a couple of rotations. So we're going to be having an active mid lane, I would
5
imagine,
seconds remaining.
unless the other lanes keep the teams so busy that there's no space for that. And
Reserve time.
that is decided on their last picks. That is decided on their cores. That is decided on how they want to run their lanes. Perhaps we're going to have an aggressive tri lane even coming out. If there is an aggressive tri lane, I would imagine it to be Empire rather than Effect, though, as Venomancer can be safe lane, and then you have Sand King Disruptor +1 on the off lane. But Omni Knight is the one that gets banned out by Effect, so they are expecting
10
still a solo
seconds
off laner
remaining.
to come out.
Dire team pick.
And Faces Void banned out by Empire themselves. Expecting the core from Effect to be that.
10
Effect,
seconds remaining.
they're gonna have a tough time holding that Storm Spirit down.
5 seconds
Of course, they've got
remaining.
Earthshaker. They've got a Cold Feet proc if they pair it up properly with the Earthshaker, but that's about all.
Reserve time.
Other than that, he can just ball around. Taking down their bonus time. Both teams got plenty of bonus time left to think about what they want to do, not only with their last pick, but also in game. Can decide whatever they want. Can give the time for someone to still take a bio break if they need to.
I speak for the trees.
And it's a Nature's Prophet.
Radiant team pick.
Interesting, because Nature's Prophet is a, well, global hero. Zeus is a little bit global as well. You do have, of course, the chance to
10
pair up
seconds
with that Storm
remaining.
Spirit, and you're going to be able to gank real nice. In terms of
5
team fight, we got
seconds
both
remaining.
teams are actually very good on the team fight as well. We don't really got that physical
Reserve time.
DPS thing coming out from Team Empire, though. It's all mostly magical. A bit of right click from the Nature's Prophet, of course. I mean, Nature's Prophet does hit hard, and the longer the game goes, the harder he's gonna hit. Don't get me wrong with that. And we've also seen Venomancers going for more physical right click than magical damage. We can see that as well. Well, let's see what Effect is gonna do with this. If you do know that your enemy team is mostly magical damage, then having a, well, they themselves actually have mostly magical damage as well, but they... Can you do that during the draft? Ah, I didn't know that was possible during the draft. Disrupts it. What was I saying? See, it disrupts me too. Yeah, I was hoping for a bit of a physical hero from them as well. From Effect. Something like a Troll. Or a Juggernaut. Or something along those lines. Juggernaut actually... and Anti-Mage as well. Both. Anti-Mage has the magic shield. Or rather, it takes less magical damage. So there's Juggernaut, of course, with the spin. So, yeah, pretty good with that. And very good against Storm Spirit. Burning that mana away. Will take a little while before he comes online. That means that Empire's got a bit of time to get their game plan rolling. But we'll find out how it goes. Chappie will be the one playing the Venomancer this game. And we got FN on the Storm Spirit. Curious to see how their lanes are going to pan out. Because Storm Spirit on the safe lane is normally not really where you want to go. Venomancer against Zeus, though. Pretty good for the Venomancer. Easy victory for Empire. I think. Right? Yeah. Okay. Well. Team who places most of observer wars by game
Prepare
end.
for battle.
We're gonna go for Empire. Team with the first tower kill. We got a Venomancer and Age Prophet in one team, so I'm gonna put Empire. Team to be last player to be killed. So who's gonna fountain dive? Who's gonna fountain dive? I'm just gonna go for the Zeus. First player to buy a blink dagger. How much time do we have left? 50 seconds. Is it an Earthshaker? Or Sand King? I think Sand King is gonna be a bit faster with that. But Earthshaker's a core, Sand King is a support. Earthshaker.
30
Right?
seconds to
Surely. Well, we're going for it nonetheless. Alright! Let's find out what's happening in this game. It could also be Zeus, by the way. There's a lot of Zeuses that buy blink daggers as well, but I'm hoping that he's gonna buy something else first. Right. Game time. Non-Grata will play the Earthshaker for his team. Effect on the Radiant side, Ava Ninja on the Zeus. We'll be going towards that mid lane, and we got a safe tri lane. That consists of Madden on the Anti-Mage, and he's being supported by Artik on the Elder Titan. And King R, who's playing the Ancient Apparition for this game. They are going up against Team Empire. Team Empire has Miposhka. He's playing the Disruptor. Doesn't have a ward, but does have some very aggressive positioning. Might want to try to get the Courier. We've got Nature's Prophet, played by Ghostic on this bottom lane. We've got Sand King, played by Roger, going towards the bottom lane as well and blocking. Or I think that he tried to block the wave, but that doesn't work there. FN will play the Storm Spirit up on mid. He has Miposhka to help him out. Miposhka was not going for the Courier after all and decides to just help out and be aggressive and be annoying to that Storm Spirit. And then Venomancer is solo safe lane, played by Chappie on the against the Earthshaker on the safe lane, taking quite the beating already. We'll see how Non-Grata plays this out. This is not an easy lane to go up against, but if you start by shutting that Venomancer down, you'll probably have a bit of a better time. This bottom lane is very... Oh, wait, that's a Courier. Yep, he gets him, after all. There are no items in there. Doesn't mean that Zeus won't be able to get any new items soon, including that magic stick, which is a real shame because FN is going to use a lot of spells. I'm curious to see how this Nature's Prophet's going to do this game, because Nature's Prophet overall, we've seen a couple of different games from him, I believe, already, and he's played in very different ways. But I believe last time we saw him was also for Ghostic, with the phase into drums into Midas, but we'll find out if that's still the case. Storm Spirit against Zeus. Afro Ninja taking his last clarity. Is making sure that FN is taking quite a beating, but FN's got 2 tangos left and 2 bottle charges. And who's gonna take this regen route? It's gonna be Roger.
Regeneration.
I think both would like to save it for their mid if they could, but with that engagement, actually, neither of their mids is gonna get it. Quite unfortunate for Zeus and Storm Spirit. Level 2 on the Gale. Chappie is going in. This actually could turn into a kill. He's trying to stay ahead of this Earthshaker to make sure that the Fissure is going to be a tricky one. Maybe he can still turn around. He still has a Fissure. There's another Gale in 4 seconds, but Non-Grata is not going to take it. We're going to actually... yeah, we're going to stay here. There's still a death on the Earthshaker. With the salve ticking, there's no hero attacking it, so your salve continues. In the meantime, Ancient Apparition was the one that died bottom, and Ancient Apparition got killed off by Ghostic, so this is a off-lane Nature's Prophet up against a tri-lane. And sure, Roger was there, he did help, but 2 versus 3 and then the 2 getting the first blood is not great for effect. This is not a great start indeed. As the Prophet is going back to base to get some experience, leaving this, to get some health, leaving this experience for Roger to take. Good for him. Well, he doesn't actually get any of it. That's a shame. Courier is back alive in the meantime for Apo Ninja. Lucky him. Lucky him indeed. FN sitting on 29-9, followed by the
Radiant
Zeus on
bottom
the
tower
net
is
worth
under
or last
attack.
hits in a nice list of 21-2. Wow. Facebook's done by Ghost by Ghostic by getting that first blood. A lot of gold.
Gold for my form. A Titus. Approach you.
His right clicks are actually very painful right now. What are you doing? Oh. Oh.
Double damage.
Oh. Oh. Ooh, that was so close, you guys. With the my Pushka helps getting it by just getting that extra Thunderstrike out there. So Roger lives. Otherwise, Sartik would have probably taken him with him to the grave. 3-0 in favor of Team Empire right now. Chappie is 20-for-6 in that top lane on his Venomancer with 14-for-1 on Angrata's Earthshaker. Going for that Soul Ring first. Let's see where Roger is heading. He's got that smoke up, placed a ward. Nature's Prophet coming in from the other side, coming in from the high ground, going for the hits, going for the right clicks, making sure he can't hide. The Burrow Strike is there, and the right click that takes him down goes to Ghostic for the last hit. A lot of gold going his way, and he can walk back to that bottom lane. In the meantime, we got the Disruptor that has been a bit of a trouble, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he can just walk high ground anyway. Ooh, what's this? This is free gold, Zeus. Good for him. He did see it. He just wants to take the lap. He just wants to take the last hits better first. What's happening?
Who fells me? Your form.
That looked really funny when we walked over there. Ghostic dies though.
Radiant's
Unfortunately,
top
it's not
tower
man
is
getting the
under
last hit. It is the Elder Titan, but Elder Titan finishes up his boots with that, and it can be said that that's worth it as well. Disruptor finding himself a bounty rune, snatching it for the nose of King R, which is funny, because King R just checked if the rune was still there with the courier, and it's nighttime, so he didn't actually see Mipushka move about, I think. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm just blind for line of sight, which could be the case. Careful there, Sand King. Taking a beating. Ooh, a Fen. Arcane Rune or not, his mana is not that high right now. He does have some clarities, so we'll be able to use at least one of those. Helping out. Yeah, it looks like Drums is on the way for the Nature's Prophet, so perhaps indeed the same build as we saw yesterday.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Overall,
Radiant's
so
top
far,
tower is
Storm
under
is the
attack.
one spiraling ahead in his net worth, the graph, closely followed by his teammates, FN and Chappie, the two other cores of his team. And this tier 1 tower has seen better days, for sure. However, they could deny this tower. He could deny this tower. I don't think Chappie's gonna let that happen though. The Gale still hits. Nature's Prophet coming in as well. Blocking him in. Fisher comes out. Chappie. He's taking a lot of damage there. The tower's still hitting him as well. And that means that Chappie ends up living. No, he dies. Zeus makes sure of that. Zeus is teleporting in here as well. Fortification comes out. This tower is still in the deny range. Is someone gonna take it? Ghostic. There's creeps about, but Afo Ninja comes out and kills off Ghostic. I'd already used the ultimate to make sure that that Venomancer couldn't get out, and now also gets the lightning bolt out on the Nature's Prophet. I feel like I just jinxed them by saying that they were doing well, but now Zeus is doing better than they are. And Afo Ninja, he needed that. He needed those kills. He was a bit behind there. Ooh, careful there, Fan. You're taking a lot of damage. So does Disruptor. Disruptor is able to walk away from that cold feet. In comes the Stomp, sleeping him up. Should be enough. Couple of hits, one more hit, and it's Afo Ninja that takes that, and all of a sudden he's on a killing spree. And that went very fast, from having no kills whatsoever and being a little bit on the back foot to almost surpassing that Storm Spirit on the net worth graph. At least Chappie when Ghostic went back bottom to try and take down that tier 1 on the bot lane, so it looks like Empire is going to get something in return for that skirmish on the mid, but they're not going to get that long of a time to beat down the tower because Smoke Gank incoming. Earthshaker, Ancient Apparition, Elder Titan. What can they do to Chappie? Artseek waits for the Fissure, then goes for the Stomp. Cold Feet will proc in a second. Nature's Prophet is doing quite a lot of damage to this Elder Titan still though, and it is FN that comes zipping in. Now Non-Grata tries to finish off Chappie. I don't think Chappie's gonna let that happen though. Ghostic will take the last hit actually. And 3 dead. And tower down in favor of Empire.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that was a smoke gank too. That was a very unfortunate rotation for Effect. They could really use the gold, especially those 3 people. The lowest 3 net worths on the team of Effect. I guess they did need the Zeus to come and help out. Perhaps he wasn't able to come. Or decided not to. Look, it happens. Sometimes you just don't want to help your team. Sometimes you can't help your team. Sometimes you prioritize farming mid over that. And then again, would it have been enough if he was there? Tough question as well. Ooh, Arcane Rune in the bottle. This is interesting.
A gift from the Tempest of
Looking for the Fissure, does find it. Stomp comes out a little bit too late. You gotta coordinate that a bit better, but still difficult to find the Storm Spirit. I thought Roger was dying. I didn't know how, but I thought he was dead. He was dropping so fast. But it's just neutrals, guys. Just neutrals. Chappie still going for the Midas. It's I'm not really convinced by that build, not gonna lie. It kind of says that he's not happy with how things are going and he wants to delay this game longer and he wants to get the benefit of that extra gold 20 minutes down the line. Prophet, not able to teleport out there. King R with the last hit. He's got his Ice Blast up as well. On cooldown for the moment, but still fairly short cooldown and will help pushing down some lane. Bloodstone for FN.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Not yet
attack.
there, but he's building towards it. He'll get it sooner rather than later. And we got ourselves a Yule Scepter for the
Radiant's middle
Zeus.
tower has fallen.
Oh, careful there. Sprout up, Arcseek. You can't get out of that one. You're dead. And that is
Radiant's
4
middle
people
tower is under attack.
in that mid lane. See, this is why
Radiant structures are
and
falling.
Hannah Midas is tricky because
Radiant's middle
look at
tower is
how
under attack.
well Empire is able to do right now in this early game. By having a Midas, you're basically saying we're not doing well
Dire's
enough.
bottom tower is under
We need
attack.
more. We need to go later. Even though they're already such a push-heavy team, you'd almost think that if he gets a different item that they could actually use earlier on, he'll be able to end the game earlier, perhaps as well. Because I do feel like they are ahead, and in terms of net worth, they're ahead by almost, just over 5k. 3k ahead in experience. Those 3 towers down, and the tier 1 towers, even though one got denied, it's a massive difference in terms of net worth, and mostly it's a massive difference in terms of map control. Now I do need to point out the wards on the Dire team are kind of non-existent. There's one, or at least the aggressive wards, there's one very deep on the top lane. That's the only real aggressive ward, and they've got a defensive one next to their tier 1 tower. The wards for the Radiant team are Also fairly defensive, one on the high ground next to the bottom rune. That's about it in terms of observer wards. In the meantime, we got 4 people rotating bottom. Miposhka is going to be the first to be found out. There's Zeus ultimate as well. Static Storm Kinetic Field actually locks in that Elder Titan. Doesn't matter though. Man comes in, still makes sure that the kill goes the way of effect. Now the question is this a fight that Empire wants to try and force out? There's no tier 1 tower. There's 3 people hiding in the trees. There is no Sprout anymore, 3 teleports. Are they going to be able to teleport out is the question? Yes, they are, because the Burrow Strike is already used. Madden was also able to teleport out. There's not a lot of ways to catch the storm, is there? It's just still Earthshaker and the Mana Void, and perhaps a Cold Feet when they proc it at the right time.
I deserve.
That was the sound of my water bottle, by the way, in case anyone was wondering what that weird sound was. Earthshaker, 1700 gold, very close to his Blink Dagger. Who's gonna get it first? Earthshaker or Sand King? That's the question.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I voted Earthshaker, but Sand King is pretty close as well. And he is able to farm mid right now. He's allowed some free reign. In the meantime, Afro Ninja and King R finding Store Spirit. They've got the Yules. Yules and Cold Feet are obviously very good, and they don't even need it. Very nicely done. I'm not sure if he was just greedy or if he just didn't see them. It is nighttime after all. And they did see him with this ward. When he moved that way. They saw where he was going, but Storm Spirit probably didn't see them. Oh. Oh. Earth Splitter comes out. I mean, that might still hit on Ghostic, but I think Ghostic still gets the kill, or perhaps not. Glimpse back. Right into the fray. We got one right click needed to die. He's trying to stomp. There's a Venom Ward though, and the Venom Ward will kill him off. Just like Venomancer will also kill off that Ancient Apparition. Zeus just teleported in. We'll go for the Yule Scepter, so still alive for the moment. Got stuck in the Kinetic Field and the Static Storm for a second there. Manages to get his ultimate out and get one kill, but Chappie still gets a triple kill. Perhaps it's Earthshaker though. He might be able to take that killing spree. Nope. Chappie takes the killing spree. Sorry, Madden takes takes Chappie. So the killing spree goes the way of the Internation, and that's a lot of gold. That was like 500 gold. The Blink Dagger was on the Earthshaker already. Sand King has it too, but which one was first? Aha!
'Tis mine.
We got it right. It was very close though. They actually almost got it at the same time.
Stupendous!
Gold for my forge.
Elder Titan. It's always a bit tricky for me what Elder Titan brings to the fights. Obviously the minus armor aura is amazing. Or the natural order, let's put it that way. Base armor reduction. And some great Earth Splitters. Oh, there is a ward on the high ground. They find one already. That is a very sad storm, but he manages to zip away before the Ice Blast hits, and he lives through that Thunder God's Wrath as well. Meantime, bottom lane, there's Venomancer and Nature's Prophet. Your split push duo. Your pushing duo, not even split push. Your pushing duo is pushing again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They take the tower. In the meantime, the rest of the team is fighting. Afro Ninja drops already. Zeus goes for more. Earthshaker, can he get out? Doesn't look like it. Earth Splitter will actually hit him on only FN. It looked like it could be amazing, but it didn't turn out that way. Delay a little bit too long. At least Ancient Apparition was able to teleport out. There is only one tier 2 tower left standing on the side of effect. Towers are something that Empire can take down very fast. And they're just taking full map control. So with those towers, we got a ward on the high ground here. We got a ward next to the shrine. Still, this ward, even though it's almost vanishing, is keeping tabs on people on the top lane. Empire have got great map control and are looking to dominate this game. This is something that Effect can prevent. They still have that anti-mage. Anti-mage just takes a little time to get online. Went for the Battle Fury, now goes for the Manta style, and after that, so probably needs... Well, he probably can still fight with the Manta style already, actually, but he might need a BKB. Even with the spell shield. Nature's Prophet will drop to the Ancient Decoration. Or Shaker or not. I do like that taunt though. Nope. Madden. Oh, nice silence from Imparshka. That was a very clutch one with the burst strike to stop him from teleporting out. In comes the glimpse back. F1 Ninja is back into the fray of the enemy heroes. At least the stop might be allowing him to at least get something out of this as well. He will drop though, but at least the Thundercloud's Wrath got used. Burst strike. Elder Titan manages to get a Surge Splitter off. Is he able to get out from this one? Chappie hopes that he doesn't. He was standing right next to that hoof stump. Nobody died on the side of Empire, and they are not done chasing. Earthshaker got glimpse back, Burrow Strike, and that's 4 dead. I don't know how everybody got just picked off one by one. This wasn't even a full-blown team fight. This was just pick off one by one, and I think key factor, Miporshka, that guy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That glimpse is so valuable. Nobody can really run from that. And if you do try, you get glimpse back. And the vision is there with the Venomancer ward, so they have that covered. The moment that you start running, you basically are dying. There's so much chase, they're so mobile. 11 Bloodstone charges for FN. Fisher coming out. Disruptor. This is a sad disruptor this is. Maybe he can still make something happen, but Madden coming in from the front doesn't allow him an escape path. Ooh, Blink. Burrow finds himself an Ancient Decoration. That's free gold right there. I'll take that. Look, it's your tag team duo at it once again. There's a tier 3 tower that dropped. In the meantime, Storm Spirit and Earthshaker are just making sure that the rest is distracted. Earthshaker does pay for that, but hey, if they exchange that for melee racks, that's worth it. Echo Slam coming out, actually hitting on the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet is taking a lot of damage. Will make sure that the racks die before he dies. And this Venomancer is should not be able to make it out. He's got his teleport boots of travel on cooldown for another 11 seconds, so yeah, he's dead. But melee racks down. There's a case to be made that that's so worth it. Hello? Sword Spirit and Disruptor find themselves an Elder Titan. Nice board as well. Previous game, we had a lot of argument, if you will. Sanki? Can he run from this? Yeah, he can. Previous game, we had a lot of argument about Roshan, who was taking it, and both teams could take it, and there were fights around Roshan and all that. This time it's been fairly left alone. We are, despite how pretty much to the end this game looks, as in we have had racks going down and we've had fights that could determine the game and all that, we're still only 23 minutes into the game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
My man just isn't done yet.
Stupendous.
He's almost got his meta style. You know, and his timing's not bad at all. It's just they haven't been able to take any towers, so they don't get the extra gold from that. And at this point, the enemy team is actually pretty far ahead. So, even if he gets his timings to be normal, he's still behind the enemy team because the enemy team is doing better than normal.
Double damage. I'm over here.
And then you've got the disruptor
The seeds of fortune.
with the massive silence. And speaking of silences, Storm Spirit wants to have a silence as well. And he's gonna get it soon too. His farm has been quite good this game. Chappie's still highest on the net worth though. The Veil now as well. Epicenter! King R! Sad times. He does get the cold feet off, but nobody is able to profit from it because nobody could, because they're actually fighting here already. Anti-Mage ended up dead. The BKB used by the Storm. And Anti-Mage, there's no buyback for anybody on the side of effect right now. Apart from the people that are still alive, and even that, actually, no. None of the Radiants that even Elder Titan doesn't have buyback. Earthshaker doesn't have buyback. He uses on cooldown. He used it previously, obviously.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
I mean, it's a nice Rod of Athos, but at this point, Chappie is pretty sturdy and doesn't really need to worry about standing still and tanking the tower.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Bottom lane, in the meantime, got taken by the creeps, because why not? Nature's Prophet has got a massive amount of
Radiant
treants.
structures are fortified.
This game, it looks like Empire has got it on lock. I'm not gonna lie, this is a terrible uphill battle for effects. Their high ground defense is like if you're defending against super creep, that is if you're defending against super creep, sure Zeus is okay with the chain lightning, but Anti-Mage is the main one for that, and you don't want him farming super creeps because they get less gold, and he needs to be fat. He needs to be the fattest man on the planet right now. He's just not that fat, not as fat as he should be. Oops. Smoking. Hiding behind the Anti-Mage, perhaps? Or do they want to go a different route? No, I just wanted to check if there was a ward there. There's not, so they're not scouted out. Their smoke is their smoke is safe. Well, we can see the
Radiant's
map.
top tower is under attack.
Chances are they're gonna find Sand King. And even then they have to fight next to the tower. Perhaps Storm Spirit? But they don't have a lot of lockdown for Storm Spirit. At this point, they're not gonna find anybody. They're just farming. Which is good too. By the way. Just farming is good too because they don't get a lot of farm. They don't have a lot of freedom. They don't have a lot of map control.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nah, he doesn't have buyback. He went for the Ogre Club over buyback as well. Nature's Prophet keeps sending treants. Not too bad. Not too bad for that actually. Afro Ninja can farm some treants if Nature's Prophet lets it. We just saw them already walking away from Nature's Prophet. Although he's on his way for some free gold, maybe? No. Doesn't want to risk it. Some vision. That's his scouting for vision. And this is free gold. Another smoke gank, this time from Empire. At 15 charges on the Bloodstone from Storm Spirit. The question is, who are they gonna find? And are we gonna rotate through mid, or are they gonna check through top?
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Treant's already doing some work here. Epicenter. Okay. Thanks, Roger.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, that's a Vortex already. That's an Elder Titan in some trouble. Gets silenced up as well. BKB turned on by Storm Spirit, and he manages to take down that Elder Titan. Can they get more? It's the Earthshaker that they want to get. The Earthshaker is indeed gotten. Mana Void on the full mana target. He managed to catch a Disruptor. Storm Spirit just zipped away, so he couldn't catch him anywhere. Otherwise, that would be a lot of damage. But the Disruptor was still full of mana, so the damage was not there. And that's another lane of racks taken by Empire. There's just so little that effect can do.
The seeds of fortune.
Luckily for them, there's still tier 2 towers standing on the top lane. Bye, Sand King. That was an ultimate. Sand King was apparently very low. And walked in there maybe. Because he was there.
Stupendous.
Poor Roshan. He just gets punished every time. Sorry, I enjoyed watching that for a little bit. Roshan to half health. I mean, we haven't seen Roshan taken yet. Doesn't look like Empire really bothers much about it. I mean, they don't really have your typical Roshan taken lineup, sure. Shadowblade done for Earthshaker. Can they find him? Can they find someone? Can he find someone? I mean, we see him rotate. Oh, maybe he's gonna find Venomancer. Venomancer, he can't take Venomancer though. He can't take him down. He can maybe take the Venomancer if he has some help as well with the rest. The BKB comes out though. Burrow Strike, that's a teleport not working out there for the Earthshaker. Sand King. Whoo! They took a lot of damage. They still take down the Earthshaker nonetheless though. And can they take down Anti-Mage? That's the question. Yes, they can. They all take a lot of damage. It's a 2-for-2 trade for now. They managed to get out. Sand King ended up buying back for this one. Can they take down this Elder Titan as well? Yes, they can. Sand King is making his way. He's just walking with the and blinking whenever he can. It's 3 for 2 in the end. Not worth it. Even if it turned out to be a 2 for 2, losing your anti-mage, the moment that you lose the anti-mage, it's not worth it. Doesn't matter what type of trade you made, because right now, if your team effect, anti-mage is your saving grace. Anti-mage is your ticket to victory, your hope to freedom.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And if he dies, that's just not good. Not good at all. Bit of pressure on the tier 3 tower. No buybacks on Anti-Mage or its companions. Companions in the grave. Ooh, Storm. Where are you going? Oh, we found Zeus. BKB gets turned on. Zeus. A couple more hits and he drops. He gets the Yules off still though. That might be enough. Nope, was not enough. Nation Separation manages to get saved by Earthshaker. At least the Fisher will make sure that he's not on that side. Sand King actually burst strikes over that Fisher and they just profit. Just hitting up the high ground. Might as well. Turns on his BKB. Oh, this is game, you guys. I think we had Roger already dropping an item, BMing his way to victory perhaps. There's mega creeps on the board. Chappie is still alive, now turns around with the BKB, goes for the Anti-Mage. Well, Anti-Mage actually does a lot of damage to this Venomancer. Venomancer might end up dropping, blinking out. Need a Burrow Strike. Mana Void will do the trick. This BKB is a very long duration. That was his first charge, but there's no normal creeps left. It's just megas. It is just megas. And Anti-Mage is the last one alive. There's your GG. Empire take this. It is a 33-minute game, but it felt like it was over a long time before that one, as Empire just looked dominating and in control almost the entire time. Thank you for watching this game. Is this true? How can he? But he's not dead. Oh wait, I misunderstood it. Last player to be killed in total, as in of all the deaths. Oh, all right, whatever. There's more games coming. The next game that is coming your way is Comanche versus Anji. So we'll be right back with more Dota 2 for the TI qualifiers for the CIS Regional Qualifiers. Be back.